We're there.
Oh, how was your Monday, Doug?
My Monday has been going pretty fair, actually. Been going pretty good.
Good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it's funny that we're. I mean, this is a topic that we've been talking about for a little while now, and it kind of bears fruit on certain times and certain things, and so
I actually was sitting here thinking since we talked, early today, I'm going to change it up to more so than customer service.
Well, it's a lot more than customer service. When you think about what is great service, it's a lot more than customer service.
And so, actually, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the podcast. Hope y'all all had amazing Mondays or whenever it is you're listening to this, because we rebroadcast on several different platforms. Tonight, we're going to talk about, customer service. And one of the things that Doug and I, were talking about when we were pre-gaming for this is we see customer service. We hear the tagline customer service.
We see it all the time. Lots of posts.
Great customer service. Great customer service. Blah, 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 blah. Great customer service. And a lot of people say we give great customer service, but at the same time,
sometimes sometimes if you come on and you look at somebody and they say we give great customer service, but at the same time they're posted about how they treated a client or customer or that kind of a thing, and it's just not what they're what they're saying doesn't match what they're doing.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Actually, here's somebody who's saying, Marquez Wilson, were you closed today? I was calling and calling, never got anybody on the phone. I was actually closed for about 3 hours today. It was my daughter's birthday. So we went out to lunch and I had 3 rigs come in that I had to fix. And, my customers will tell you, whenever somebody's in the store, I try not to answer the phone. Whenever I'm working on a rig, just, I'm talking to somebody that's there in front of me that's actually spent the time to come in the store versus actually answering the phone. So a lot of times I'm not able to answer the phone, but I was closed for a decent part of the day today because of my daughter's birthday.
Hey, and I'm going to side trip us just a little bit before we get started. And the reason that I'm going to do that is there was a window cleaner that passed away, and his name was Adam Farrer. And I believe he fell from a building. And just wanted to say, prayers out to his family and all that. And, it's the dangers of some of the business that we do. And, it's unfortunate that it happened, and just want prayers to his family kind of thing.
It is awful. And as many people out there in PWS Nation know as well, Power Wash Store Nation, we lost Aaron Ritchie.
In another freak accident.
Another just an absolute freak accident, fell off his front porch and hit his head on a water spigot and died. And guys, tell your family you love them, because our days are numbered by the guys upstairs. And whenever your number comes up, he calls you up. You're going,
Yeah, whether you want to or not. And it's actually I'm going to say a decent segue into this. And the reason that I say that is because if you're I believe that we all are going to have to answer for our, I'll say it I guess the correct or politically incorrect way. And we all have to answer for our sins at some given point in time, whether it is here on this earth or it's someplace else. Right. Yeah. So if you are if you're running your business and you are saying to your customer base or to putting out to the public that, hey, we do this and nobody else does that. We're the best, we're the only ones that can do this. And that you're lying, that you're misleading, that's not a right way to run your household, I guess is the best way for me to say it.
No, it is. You're right, Doug. I mean, it's I want to go back here one second. Yeah, and Aaron was, and I did not know I don't think I knew the window cleaner you brought up. Did he fall?
I didn't know him either.
Did he fall or die on the job?
Yeah, So far the details aren't out that I know of. The only thing I know is that I saw that he had fallen, and it wasn't an immediate passing either. He went from the place where he fell to the hospital. They flew him someplace else, and that's where he inevitably passed. Unlike Aaron, who I don't know if Aaron, because did Aaron make it to the hospital?
And Aaron's just pretty immediate,
Yeah, that was the thing. So Aaron, and that's such, not to turn this into something different, but man, Aaron was such an amazing guy. He really was. And he was so, people will talk dirty about Ray, people talk dirty about Doug and, other people, but, I never heard crosswords about Aaron because and not only that, the man's hand is like 10 times anybody's size other than,
oh my God, he had the best pawpaws ever. He was just a, mountain of them. And people don't realize like some of the things that Aaron crewed for NASCAR, and Aaron was like the guy that literally could carry 2 tires at a time out on pit road, dodging cars, coming in at 100 miles an hour. Aaron has probably breathed in enough muriatic acid with his brick cleaning, because that was his specialty, was brick cleaning,
right,
to kill most mortal men. High lift work, did that. He had the extra large harness on, and wrestled cows. Aaron was also an avid gun guy who did his own reloading, sitting there hunkered down over 5 pounds of powder and a Dillon progressive, loader at the same time. And he loved to load hot too. I've shot with him before. And it was like, whoa, that one was kind of spicy. And he's like, yeah, I may have put a little extra in that one. And we're talking like 44 40s with extra spice. And I'm not a 38 plus P, he did some dangerous stuff in his life, and it's crazy to think he gets taken out by a faucet. It's really kind of shocking. But again, when your number's up, when God wants you home, you're going home, guys. There was a window, we had an accident at Spray Wash, and we had an employee that passed. I know another pressure washing window cleaning company here in Tallahassee, and they were literally coming in from cleaning windows one day, coming in from lunch one day. The guy sat there and jumped over the side of the building and literally forgot to hook up his board.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
Fell to his death, but it's one of those repetitive things. And if I want to talk about safety for a second, it's where really it's not the steep roofs that get us as roof cleaners, as washers. It's the 412 pitch that'll kill you because
you're not paying attention.
It's so commonplace. Oh, I don't have to worry about this. And suddenly we step on a hose and shoot, you're gone. Because whenever you're up on a 912, a 1012, I mean, you're puckered. And you're making every step, count there. So, yeah.
That takes me back to my commercial diving days where, there was a guy, DC was his nickname. I won't give his name out, but he was down about 200 feet on a dive. And just all of a sudden you started hearing bubbles, and, standby diver jumped down and found him with his hat off. And the question is, why was he all of a sudden down there without his hat off? Well, probably 6-8 months later, I had really long hair and all that. And I was on a dive and I was wearing a bandana to keep all my hair back. Well, the bandana had worked its way down and was kind of covering my eyes. And I was doing everything with my helmet to get it out of my eyes. And I was only down about 25 feet or so. But, I couldn't reach up in my helmet and do it. So I was just going to take my helmet off and fix it. And it wasn't until I got my cam out to about here, and here's where it releases it. And I realized, my brain kicked in, that I was so comfortable in my environment, I forgot where I was. And that's what this is about, where you forget that you get so comfortable in your environment. You just,
let's loosen this up. Yeah. And at 200 foot, that becomes wind up devastating with that kind of,
Well, even at 25 foot, it probably would have taken me out, because all the air in your helmet just goes, and then you got to try to find it, and you're not ready. And it just, I mean, it would have been, a devastating thing. Not saying I wouldn't have survived, but there would have been a good chance of it, kind of a thing. That's not what happened with Aaron, and probably not what happened with the other guy, but nonetheless.
At 200, you're just screwed,
Yeah, that's a fact. So anyhow, that's not what we're here to talk about, but at the same time, we did want to give.
God bless that window cleaner you're talking about, and God bless. What was his name?
Aaron Ritchie. Yeah.
Well, Adam who?
Oh, his last name was Farrar, Farrar. I'm assuming
I know that
name.
I know that name. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he's been a window cleaner a long time. I think it's Irish Lads Window Cleaning, and then of course Aaron Ritchie, had his own company. What's that?
If y'all are praying, people, y'all keep them in your prayers. Golly.
Mm-hmm. So
anyway, what we were talking about was that customer service, and we all talk about the amazing customer service that we give. And you know what? I guess here's the point that I'm going to make. If you're going to say you give amazing customer service, then you really better give amazing customer service. Mm-hmm. That is the problem that we wind up with, a lot of times. And I'm not saying you have to give amazing customer service. You don't have to give amazing customer service. But if that's your pitch line, hey, Rich, what's happening, buddy? Hope you're fighting a good fight, man. No, you are. Rich has been a former guest on the show, fights and battles himself. So,
amazing Richard's attitude and just, I mean, Rich is actually humbling, I guess is the way I can say it. He humbles me. Don't let Rich know I said that though, right?
Right here. Great service is 18 minutes at 4% for a $500 housewife. His clients absolutely love how fast we can work.
There you go.
and again, I'm not saying you don't have to necessarily give great service. That's
it's just listen, that's your mantra. That's the thing.
If that's your mantra, then you better give great service. I'll tell you what, at Spray Wash, we gave great service. I'm not going to say necessarily I give great service at Power Wash Store, because I've chosen not to have, I give amazing service to people who get me, to people who come in the store, to people who come in. But as far as me answering the phone all day long, probably not the best service to the average homeowner that wants to sit there and talk about how to use their DeWalt 4220, the guy that called me the liar the other day because I said that on his AAA pump that his soap injector was built in, and you're just lying. You want to sell me something else. No, dude, on your AAA pump, that injector is a built-in part of it. I probably didn't give him great service because I don't care about working. But I'll tell you what, if you were a person that contacted us at Spray Wash and we took you on to the customer, you got absolutely amazing, customer service.
And you're being called out. Your service on the phone, yeah. Oh, we both hit it.
There we go. You're right. Probably so. If you come in, you get amazing customer service. Sometimes not so much. Oh, good, Rich. That makes me happy. That makes me very, very happy.
Yeah, very much so.
But and I swear, I think after one of my thoughts that I've had is after my term of indentured servitude or no compete is over, I've often thought about maybe I go in there and raise discount house washing, and I'm serious. Maybe I go out there and I am the $99 guy for a year in Tallahassee, just to see what I can wind up doing. And maybe now I think with the rise in cost, it's probably got to be the $149 guy, which is still basically, after Bidenomics, the $99 guy.
You might make $12.
Right, since everything. Yeah, but at the same time, there's still a place. It's still the play, Mitchell. What's up, buddy? It's still the place that there's a place in the market for everything, Doug. And you and I have said this forever and ever and ever.
Mhm.
And there is a Mercedes, Hyundai, Ruth's Chris, Golden Corral. I mean, you can do the value added service, the value service. You can do the value added service on here. There's a place for everybody in the market. I swear. I mean, I think if I opened a value service company and did the, raised discount house wash, I would literally sit there and say, it was $150. What do you really expect?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could actually kill it doing that. You could go out, do very minimal work. You could have very minimal expenses out there. You could downstream everything. You'd only do vinyl and wood houses. You wouldn't do stucco where you had to use a lot of chemical on there. Mm-hmm. And you bang out $150 for 45 minutes worth of work. Oh, wait, I killed your flowers? What did you expect? It was $150. Seriously.
Exactly.
But what I would not do is go raise $99 house washing. We give great service. Mm-hmm. No, you're going to get fit in the schedule when the schedule. Oh, wait, you want to be scheduled?
Well, most time, a lot of those they can get to it that minute. So,
Right. Exactly. Oh,
because they're 5 minutes in a house wash.
I got nothing going on today, so I'll be there. But you sit there and but again, there's a place for everybody out there in the market. But the difference goes is whenever I'm the $400, $500 guy, and we give great service, but we don't give great service. Mm-hmm. Just like whatever.
Well, we think we give great service, but we really don't.
Right. We say we do. Mm-hmm. And that's why I want to change this though. Customer experience. What is the customer experience we're giving? And is the customer experience commensurate with the price that we are charging? And I think that's very, very important too, because if you are the low price guy, do they need a great customer experience? Do you need to have it scheduled out? Do you need to have follow-ups? Do you need to have out no pay, no spray? You leave me $150 under the doormat, I'm spraying your house.
Yeah.
And now part of me is being facetious about this, but the other part of me is going, yeah, it would work on there, but it beats the heck out of the guys that are charging $300 and $400 and $500 for these washes that really aren't giving the customer experience. Because here's what I found. Just whenever I was the largest company in Tallahassee washing, now that I'm the only pressure washing supply company, I have customers calling me on a pretty regular basis that are going, is it right for my landscaping to die? Is it right for, this or that to happen? I don't know what your agreement was with the, are there ways to avoid that? Yes, ma'am.
It's hard to say, especially not knowing what that level of engagement
your agreement was with your washer. I don't know. Did you put black plastic, trash bags out on top of your daylilies before they came? I don't. It's very, very hard for me to answer this question.
Well, and one of the areas that I was going with you before we started was that, a lot of times I see it, and it's happened in the sales world for a very, very long time, where somebody will start something and they'll say, we're going to do this, this, and that. And yet they don't actually do that. They're saying it in the moment of the sale or in the moment of the cycle, or they're just flat misleading customers, or they're flat lying to customers and that kind of thing. But they give this great customer experience. But if you're misleading, if you're misguiding, if you're not providing what you say you're providing, are you actually giving a great customer experience? Because once the customer finds out that you don't actually have that, or can't actually do what you say you're going to do, and you leave stuff on the windows and you said you were going to do this, or that customer experience is now gone and leads the opposite direction, right?
Yeah.
So be mindful of what you say and how you say it, and make sure that it is a factual thing that you're going to do, or that you are doing. It's part of your service package.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think where people wind up dying in this industry is when they, there's the old saying is you under promise and you over deliver.
Right.
What we see is a lot of people do the absolute opposite of that. 100%. Is they over promise and they under deliver on that.
Mhm.
I know you and I were talking about, something earlier along these lines, and I'm going to, I would expect to, with what we were talking about, if somebody was offering this service to me, I would expect to know A, B, C, D, and E, and F.
Mhm.
And you agreed with me, but so how are you going to actually set yourself apart if you don't know A, B, C, D, E, and F,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's one of those things. So yeah. Yep. Mitchell's right here. Biggest thing customers look at is did you do what you say you would, and did you set expectations with them? 100%.
So how did you fix that, Mitchell? Because you weren't coming through. You must have switched where you were watching from. Because I find that that's the problem where somebody comes through as Facebook user. Because I think that the comment right ahead of that was neutralize plant and property protection, client engagement, and education. I thought that was Mitchell. And then the next thing you know, Mitchell comes on saying the biggest thing. So he must have switched where he was watching from or how he was watching.
Mm-hmm. I had a deputy that had a has a cleaning company here, deputy sheriff, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I just had to go and restain a lady's porch ceiling because, and he even went and used hydrogen peroxide on it.
Mm-hmm. That would be an interesting sales point, though. Think about that. Just think about that for a minute. If you're a deputy sheriff, you could give an excellent customer experience and do exactly what you're saying that you're going to do by, look, I could easily write you for 25 miles an hour over the speed limit. However, if you use our pressure washing service, I won't be hauling you to jail today. So sign here for this extraordinary.
There's Ryan. I see that he has. So Mitchell went back and reset his name. So
Original StreamYard to see my name.
Ryan's name usually shows up, so I don't understand why Ryan's not showing up.
Yeah.
So again, the customer service, and really, I'd even say that mantra of customer service at this point is getting overused. Hey, Tommy, hope you're doing well, buddy. That's why I almost want to say, what is the customer experience that you're promising? Right. Just the customer service, but the customer experience out there. And I think that's extremely important as well.
Yeah, you have to take it to, I mean, again, it always depends on what you're trying to do with your company, where you're trying to go and where you're trying to grow and all these kinds of things. But the customer experience is something that, it's something that I've always believed in. It's something that I've always used. It's something that I've always said. It's something that I've always been a part of. Again, we're talking about you answering the phone. And I mean, back in the early days of Cajun Soft Wash, I mean, the guys would just be like, I mean, I would be, spraying a roof. My phone would ring and I would answer it. Right. Yeah. This is nothing against people that use an answering service, because there's lots of guys that do that, and that's a good thing to do. But for me, I wanted to have a knowledgeable person answering the phone. Well, unfortunately, I was the only knowledgeable person
right?
They could answer the phone. So, I would stop, even though I'm spraying the roof, right? I'm on the ladder, I'm all the way up and I'm spraying and I'm answering the phone. I'm pulling my respirator down and I'm looking down at the guys, and they know that they got to go get the pen and paper so that I can haul out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Gene's very good here. And this is what we were talking about earlier with doing the $99 wash. Perceived value is what gets the customer to start with, no matter the cost. Perceived, correct? Yes. $99. What's your perception of $99? Customer service that matches the perceived value is what makes the customers return.
Absolutely correct.
100%, Gene.
Yeah.
100%. I totally agree.
And it's just the opposite, right? If you are telling somebody something and then not doing that, and maybe that customer complains, maybe that customer doesn't complain, but you get no return. They're not coming back to you. They're talking bad about you in their little local groups or in their groups or wherever it is. So, being, to me, honest and forthright, that kind of a thing, but doing what you say you're going to do and providing that proper, it's all super important.
Well, and one of the reasons that we were able to sell our company for as much as we did was because of the perceived value. And just like what this Facebook, educating and engaging the client, a true professional versus hard pressure sales with mediocre service, gives the client a reason to remember you forever.
Exactly.
And that was where every job was followed up the next day. I mean, whenever we were out there, I was out there. Even if me as the owner, Tanya or Ann was still, or the office manager, not just Ann, was following up with the customer that next day. How did the property, and they knew, well, Ray did it. Obviously, it was freaking on point. Yeah. And how was it? Everything okay? Is there any concerns you have? Do you want Ray to come out and walk the property? No, gosh, everything looks great. Blah, blah. Okay, you got there's a spot on the roof. Okay, now you got that sheet we sent you beforehand, the sheet that's in Pro about, the roof cleaning that we did, Doug. Remember the one about the wait for 2 rains? Oh, yeah, I got that. You're right. I signed off on that about the roof cleaning. We need to give it 2 full rains before we come out and see that, have a walk around on there. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, Ryan, this is exactly right. It, right? I am not in the sales business. I am in the reorder business, right? I want to provide that great customer experience where they're going to come back to me time and time again. If they're whatever that is, whether you're selling toothbrushes, they're eventually going to need another toothbrush. If you're doing a house wash, they're going to need another house wash. If you're selling drones, they're going to eventually want another drone. All of these different things, you have to be have that mindset. If that's where if your goal is not beer money, right, then you should be providing that great customer experience 100%. And getting into the reorder business.
The other reason we sold the company for as much as we did was because of the length of the amount of reorders from customers, the amount of time we had been in the business, and we had washed, for 10 years, we washed houses, some of them, 15, 16 times of repeat business. Nobody was thinking they were our customers for life. She's been fed, by the way.
Yeah, we had a customer that was I made a stupid mistake with them, but I'm able to salvage it. But anyhow, they had a massive house, $3,800. I remember it to this day, $3,800 for their house wash. And then after we got done with it, they're like, okay, can you guys come back every 6 months? And like, sure. Yeah, right on. We can do that for you. And it was because of that customer experience that we gave them. So $3,800, we showed up and we did it in one day. How did we do it? Day we brought 2 trucks, and we did it in one day for a reason. So I had 6 guys on there, I had 2 trucks on there, and we were just banging it out. And where I said I made the mistake is to this day I have no reason, I don't understand why I did it. As he's sitting there writing the check, and how much was that? And I'm like, I'm getting, it went a little bit faster, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a discount, all this kind of stuff. And I took $1,000 off, and I don't even know why I did that. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, I said it,
Yeah.
but hey, it turned out, it actually worked out great because he turned around and said, well, I mean, you guys come back every 6 months. That would be great. And, $3,800 every 6 months. So was it actually worth my mistake? Sure it was. But it was that customer experience and the service that we gave him, and, everything was what he wanted, and boom, there you go.
And I'm realizing that now with us owning, so we have Power Wash Store, and now, Tanya and I also have the shaved ice business. And I'm realizing that the perceived value, like Gene said, it gets the people to come up there. And the shaved ice business is incredibly like the power wash business. I mean, it's, I could have ostensibly created everything that we have with our Tiki's truck. I could have recreated it for $20,000. We could have bought a trailer, a snow cone trailer, not a shaved ice trailer. We could have bought a cheap ice crusher. We could have slapped some graphics on the side of it. We could have used 4 bottles to make this. and we could have for almost a tenth of what we spent, created this, you know, a knockoff of the franchise that we have right now. Well, guess what? We get more, we serve more, we're able to process more orders because of the novelty of it, because of the brand awareness, because of people get to make their own out there, and it's clean and it's not a creeper van. It's not a scary looking thing. We get up there, Tanya and I are both smiling and friendly and happy with the people out there. We give them a cup of, oh, you want 4 flavors? Help yourself to the serve board right there to your right, where you get to make your own. Oh my gosh, I get to make my own? Yes. You don't care how much I put on there? No, I don't, you know, really, because you're going to maybe put 25 cents worth of syrup on here. The value part is just the experience and
the experience surrounding it.
You know? And it's teaching me just one more time what we already know about the customer experience, not the customer service per se. What's customer service with what I do? Smile and then give them 2 napkins instead of 1.
Right.
But no, they wind up loving it because of the whole experience. They walk up to a truck that has music playing. It's got flashing lights. It's got friendly people inside. They get to choose their own flavors. It's clean. It's nice. It's a whole experience type thing.
You want to know what's funny, Ray? I kid you not. I kid you not. I went this weekend to help my daughter with trimming up her tree and some other stuff. And anyhow, there is, in the little town that she's in, there is a guy that runs around with a little ice cream van. Okay. I kid you not. Every picture that you could imagine in your head for a creeper van, this is a white van, basically with some stickers and graphics and stuff just stuck to the side of it. It's dirty. It's nasty. The windshield's got caulking on it. He's got an air conditioner stuck in there with stuff on it. The 2 side doors that open up, because he sells it right out of his like windows.
Right.
His driver
I literally saw a picture like that tonight.
Tires, the doors are crushed in. I mean, this is the ultimate creeper van, and the music going on and all that. And it's like, people actually go up to that van. I mean, as a grown adult, I would have to go up there, you know, with
I wouldn't let my children, you know, do it. I wouldn't let my children go up to that, you know.
I have to go up there with my AR-14. Of course, that's the, you know, the Biden one, right? The AR-14. You know, but I would have to be like locked and loaded to even approach that thing. I got to get a picture of that next time I'm out there. It's funny.
Yeah. BMW's main, you know, BMW wants to repeat, you know, if you get somebody that drops, you know, a hundo on a Beamer to start with, chances are, if they're amazed with it, they're going to buy again. Mercedes owners, they tend to be typical repeat Mercedes owners, BMW owners. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's funny.
Scott, you're right, by the way.
You know, a lot of, y'all may remember, you know, about 6 years ago, I posted the story, you know, for longtime followers, and we literally traded a house wash for a BMW. And it was a classic, like 88 BMW 325. We traded the house wash, gave them a couple of $100 for it, and told Tanya, is like, this is a collector's car. Eventually somebody's going to buy it. Well, somebody bought it and paid great money for it. I think we doubled or tripled what we had, you know, what they were asking for it. But then, Doug, sure enough, we wound up buying another BMW convertible out there for our play car because we liked that other BMW. Now, it was, you know, 6-7 years newer on there, but that was it. Tanya's like, hey, I like the BMW. You know, I want to go back to the BMW.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And that's all it, where you, if you, and it's the same thing in your service business, right? If you give the
Yeah.
right customer experience, and I'll even go this way, it's the right customer service for that customer, right? You don't have to give the best customer experience, or if that's not what they're after and that's not what they're looking for, to get that repeat customer. Because sometimes, like you said, they're just into it for the creeper van, and they just want to go up and pay $1.99 for their ice cream, and that's it. They don't really care about anything else, right? So if
Mhm.
that's the case, hey, that's great. Um, so for your business, your customer experience is whatever it is that you decide. But if you want to get up there and consistently have return repeat customers, and having them always want you back and all that, that's where that customer service, that value add, the customer experience really comes in, and helps you create those upper tickets and hold that value within your company.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the cute ones, I was going to do this from while we were discussing this earlier. I was going to do it from the office tonight and just wound up running out of time and got home and didn't make it back. But, you know, our secret weapon now is Finn in the truck. I mean, we dressed him up at the Pirate Festival out there. Cutest kid in the world. And I mean, we're teaching him how to, is that cash or card? Thank you very much. I mean, and people absolutely eat it up that we've got a
Mhm.
7-year-old that we're teaching him entrepreneurship skills.
Mhm.
And welcome, New Zealand. Um, If Ray posts a video of him in a hula skirt, public dancing, I will donate $1,000 to a charity of his choosing.
I'll
You're
send you
on.
the picture. You send me the $1,000. How's that?
That's right. My charity is the Doug Gore Foundation for wayward jujitsu women.
That's it. That's it.
There we
Hey, you
go.
know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. My wife is the reigning world champion BJJ jiu-jitsu lady for her age and weight group. She is the reigning world champion. Took the world championship in Las Vegas, and yeah,
You know,
I'm excited about it. So is she.
we gave out focus on customer retention. Remind them you exist 3 times. Yeah. You know what, Rich? With email, remind them you exist monthly. Why
Email
not?
and even text nowadays.
Yeah, true.
It's also the reason that I started the whole limited lifetime warranty on the roof cleanings. It gave me a better reason / excuse to keep up with the customers, and it became an important thing for me.
I love this.
Mhm.
Not everyone is your client. Not everyone cares about the value you offer. Not everyone wants to actually pay for the services they request. Not everyone is going to abide by basic requests and terms of service. Some clients just want to be the boss. Absolutely,
That's true.
100%. And the faster you know this, the better off you're going to be. The faster you
But
can identify the person that you say, I don't think we're a good fit, the better off you're going to be.
but along that same line, if you're looking at customers and you're thinking to yourself, this just isn't my customer, maybe that's not my customer, when they absolutely fit what you are, what your service is or what you do, or whatever, and it's just you being willy-nilly, hey, I don't think I want to deal with this person, that leads to a downfall in your company eventually. It may
It does.
not lead there today. It's a not that your company will go out of business or anything to that nature. You might survive, but you're always going to have to be hunting, because you're not doing if
But there
to me,
are,
I,
but
I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're looking at customers in a very negative light when they're asking about your service, and it is something that you do, and there is no reason to have that other than your own mental block, your mental problem, it's just a bad way to look at the customer.
and see, and I disagree though, because I've done enough now, and I know that you won't make everybody happy, and
Oh, absolutely.
some people are jackwagons.
Mhm.
Now, and they're not your customer. And again, I'll go back to the faster you realize that, the better off you are. I mean, it's good to cut some people loose. Now,
Yeah,
I will
but if
say
go back to the conversation. Well, you're over here. Go back to the conversation that we were having before. And you'll agree with that part of that conversation.
But I'll also say this too, though. If you whine, and it's not toward, and because it just says Facebook user on there, if you time and time again get those customers that you find yourself in conflict with, then there's probably something wrong with your marketing, that you're attracting those people. For whatever it is, the message that you're putting out is making those people come to you. And that's not saying, I guess it is saying what you're doing is wrong, because you'll find a jerk every now and then. You're going, you know,
and it's good to fire a customer.
Yeah, no, and it's a great thing. So I'm not saying that you're doing that, but I'm saying if 1 out of 5 customers is a jerk like that, or is expecting too much, then it's probably a chance to do a look at going, why am I attracting so many jerks out there? You know?
Right.
Kim Hopkins.
I know. We were just talking about you and your husband just at the beginning of the show here. So,
hi, g'day, mate.
G'day.
G'day. It's actually starting a new day over there. I think it might be about Tuesday around there, Potts. Or is it Monday morning?
Raymond Burke drinking sounds more like an Australian than Kim and Nick Hopkins.
Yeah, she told me I had a shit Australian accent, and I'm not even drinking tonight.
There you go.
Although I was playing with my stick earlier. Yeah, g'day. And yeah, it's a Tuesday there, mate. Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you. How you been? So, you know what, you call a boomerang that don't work, right?
That's right, mate.
A stick.
A stick.
I was literally out throwing my boomerang earlier, and it didn't come back, so it's a stick.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like a refund, Kim. How do I go about contacting Australia for a refund?
There you go.
Oh, that's actually like twice we've talked about the Hopkins.
Hey, we got a 9 out of 10 on the accent for you.
Get on you.
There you go.
Get on you. I've got some great teachers over there. I'll never forget my. Hi, g'day, mate. Nick Hopkins, Gold Coast, Australia. I was thinking about popping around there to see you for a bit on a walkabout to the States.
And he just came.
Okay. Oh, Kim said I got a 7.5 out of 10. There we go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. We were
Can you fix my fence gate, trim my shrubs, move something for me? How many of you guys travel this road? Yeah, that's true. And you know what? You can do it. You cannot do it. It's all about the boundaries that you want to set with your customers on there.
And there are so many guys that try to go so many different directions. I'm not saying that it's that it's bad to go different directions. I mean, look at James Mazzell, right? James washes and then he does, painting, and he'll go virtually any direction. And he's good at going different directions as well, right? So there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But James, one of those guys that knows how to maneuver and finagle and do it.
Well, he's an amazing
manager. A lot of
guys
just can't.
He's an amazing manager, is what he is. He's
exactly.
able to find the labor and manage the people. You know, and that's
he's not out there doing all of that stuff.
Yeah, I think he does most of that from the front seat of his Yukon.
Exactly. And if you guys talk to James, don't tell him we said anything good about him. Don't do that.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, please don't.
He can feel all good and stuff. In fact, his son is basically running his watch company at this point. He's just with Hospitality Improvements now. So, but no, I mean, he's figured out how to do the managing part of this with the customers or with the subcontractors and all, and it's great, And like Gene said, can you fix my fence gate, trim my shrubs, move something for me? Maybe that's something where you need your network on there.
Richard's bringing up a great point here. And not, if they ask the question, doesn't necessarily have to be a red flag, but it should raise the tickle senses a little bit to see what else they got going on, right? If someone says, are you insured before you have have even qualified their needs right off the bat, right? That can be a red flag that you need to look at sometimes to say, how is the next interaction and reactions with this person? Are they super, negative Nancy, Karen types, all that kind of thing that, it's going to be an issue for them no matter what you do, no matter what service you provide. You do have to, you have to find those people, and you have to pull your line out of the water fairly quickly and just move on.
So two of them right here. Like Rich says, you'll find someone throws up red flags, ask if you're insured before you even qualify their needs. Mm-hmm. I want to go to Scott's comment first here, though, before I go back to Rich's. Long as it can be in the same ballpark, you can handle it. Why not do it? Sub it out. Make a percentage for doing nothing. I make $1 million a year just on facilitating different services and taking a cut off the top. Mm-hmm. To coordinate. Yeah, yep. 100%. Yeah,
but here's the difference with you, Scott. It's the same thing we're saying with James, right? Is that you can manage that. You know how to manage that, and you know how to make sure the subs are right and do these kinds of things. If you're not, right? If you're taking on services and you are spreading yourself in too many different directions where it's just you and you're not subbing these things out and you don't know how to manage those, that's where you run into an issue, right? Because now you're trying to, if Scott is the one going out washing the building, Scott is the one that's going out and repairing the roofing, Scott is the one, that's going to lead to a disastrous thing trying to run around and be everything for everybody, unless you're just a handyman and that's what you do, right? But where you're running a company, you can sub it out because you're a better manager.
That's why you create your network, and you find, you find the landscaper, you find the handyman, you find the electrician, unless you want to be the handyman. So, there's a guy in Tallahassee, and I've talked to him before. He's a maintenance service, and they're kind of a catch-all thing, but he's saying, he has, and actually one of my very, very good friends, somebody that we go to Belize with and vacation with a lot. He's a handyman guy as well. He's the everything to everybody guy. What's happened to him is it's he and his son, because they can't find, qualified people to keep, helping them. It's a constant revolving door of not everybody can go and do flooring and light electrical and this and that. Now I want to go back to what Rich says here. There's maybe one day he'll actually choose to be interviewed on here. He's a customer here in Tallahassee, and I think we've talked about this before. He's a frequent watcher of this show. But he had one recently, it really, really bothered him. But he went and washed a building for an attorney. And it turned out this attorney specialized in suing insurance companies on water damage. Well, he got he got his insurance, got all that information, washed the building, not a hitch came off. Then a week later, the wife called and said, "Oh, we need our house washed." He showed up at the house and said, "Your house isn't really dirty." "Yeah, we like to keep it clean. Just go ahead and wash it." That afternoon, he gets the call from the attorney who's, again, he has his insurance. He did his office a week before. Nothing bad happened. Go out. They do the house. "Oh, you've messed up my house. I've got water inside of my house." Goes out there, and thank God he took the pictures, all that great stuff, just like, you should. He comes into the store and he's like, "Dude, I don't even understand." And I said, "Look," I said, "you've got different colored shingles in this valley right here. And where you're showing me the inside pictures are right here. It dripped down." And he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're right." And I said, "And look at the other pictures." I said, "There's old water stains on this drywall and coming out of these sockets that are under the new water stains that he's saying is a problem right here." He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're right." Well, sent it off to the insurance company. This guy went and filed a claim. Being an attorney, he knew exactly where to file the claim on there. $9,500, just under that $10,000 threshold. They paid him off, even though they had substantial proof that he had done a roof repair without pulling a permit. I mean, we went and searched all this information, armed him, to fight this attorney. the insurance company rolled over for it. Were there red flags before then? No, not really. But sometimes you get screwed on that with the customers. In fact, I would say that's a horrible example of, because sometimes you're just going to get screwed, but that's an example of why.
Well, sometimes you just have people that are professional at screwing people.
Yeah,
I mean,
and this is why you always have your insurance up to date, and why you always run, a business like a business.
You're always going to have people that take advantage of other people. You're always going to have people that take advantage of situations and try to use people for, whatever they can. It happens all the time. It's unfortunate, and but it is the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh Lordy, yeah. Oh, my wife is in here. Oh Lordy,
look out!
I gotta tighten up. And she's saying hey to Kim.
Yeah, I got to make sure my stuff is straight. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Tighten up. Oh, and that's so okay. Yes, you did say that, something about a muskrat. Tanya Burke, kissy emoji.
Got him. Just want to show I was able to catch him in mid-flight. Look at that. I got him.
Mm-hmm.
How he got in the house, I don't know, but there he is.
Here it is. Creating a situation to profit off insurance claim. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So again, kind of tying this back in here, what we were talking about, guys, again, the customer experience. If you say you're going to give amazing customer service, give amazing customer service. Mm-hmm. But even more so than the amazing customer service, create the customer experience that the people don't forget. Do what you say you're going to do. Over deliver, under promise. Follow up and remind them of who you are. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest fails in marketing you will ever have is whenever somebody calls you up and says, I was looking for this company. I don't remember the name of them. Gosh. They had like a blue and white logo. I think the guy's name was Gray or Jay and I'm like, well, what was I'm weird. I could always remember address. And he's like, well, I'm 139 Benton Woods Drive. I'm like, oh, wow, Miss Johnson. Hey, this is Ray. I was the guy that did your house 3 years ago. And I was thinking, what a horrible failure on marketing that's been. This lady loved us. And then we didn't even send her stuff to remind her who the heck we were. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Company cam, amazing. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's a great service, by the way. And you can share that and all that. So
quarterly email at minimum.
Yeah. Even if it's just a phone call, if you have somebody in the office that can make the phone calls, that's generally great. And I know I've heard arguments that, well, I don't want to do that because sometimes you get people that just want to complain. They wouldn't complain if I didn't call them. So I prefer to just send them a letter or, an email or whatever. I mean, if you're worried about people that are complaining, that's kind of the point of doing that, right? And to give that great customer experience and making sure that people get what they what they paid for partly.
Yep. Company cam saved our tail. Huge. Yep. Cheap insurance company cam. 100%. I've heard this, a lot of times with guys. What was the one that we did? Doug, they were a sponsor for us for a couple of times. Not response-a-bid. Oh goodness, they ran some specials to our members, and I can't remember it now, but they would allow you to do the voicemail bombs, where you could go and it would allow you to leave a voicemail to people without it ringing through to their phone, which was kind of cool technology right there. And you could do, hey, this is Ray Spray Wash. Just wanted to let you know, anniversary of your house wash is coming up, soon. And love to send Jim. That's it. Thank you, Mitchell. Mm-hmm. I don't hear much about Send Jim, but then again, I'm not in that market so much anymore.
Right.
I'm in a little bit different market now.
I was going to say Send Jim, but I wasn't positive because that's been a long time ago with that.
Yeah. But I know people that used it, absolutely loved it and had great results from it. But again, I mean, it's the biggest thing about so many of these things, Doug, is what do you actually use? I mean, you can have I tell you what, I could subscribe to Company Cam right now. If I was a washer, I could subscribe. There's my beautiful wife, by the way. I
Mhm.
could subscribe to Company Cam, but if I never actually held the phone up and went click, 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 click at job sites, you know what? It doesn't really matter. None of these tools, I could have an XJet on my truck, but if I never plugged it in, it doesn't matter if I have an XJet or not. I could have SendGem, but if I never sent anybody the brownies, or if I never did the
Right.
voicemail bombs or the radius bomb on the things, it doesn't really matter. So that's probably where a lot of us fail is, I did Broadly for years, and Broadly got us up to 200 reviews in Tallahassee, 150 reviews. I mean, went from like 15 reviews to a boatload of reviews out there,
Mhm.
and also Tanya and the office staff asking for them. But it's only as any tool you have is only as good as what you're
Is if you
applying.
use it. Mhm.
You know, one
We
of
say
the
we say that about certifications. There's always arguments about certifications in the industry. And by the way, since Ray did his, I got to show you mine. That's my wife. Yeah.
there's my checking. Yep.
So certifications. We have arguments about certifications in the industry, kind of a thing. And the whole point of that is, yeah, certifications are absolutely junk. They're worthless. They're useless. They mean nothing if you don't use them.
Yeah.
Right. What good does any education do you if you're not going to use the education to
Nothing
your advantage?
whatsoever.
Yeah. So
Yes,
you have to use it in order to make it have value to you.
that's what Broadly is about reviews. I mean, it creates a link, and then it goes to it figures whenever the link goes to your customer, and it integrates with House Call Pro, and whenever it goes to that customer's email, whatever they typically add reviews in, be it Yelp or Google or Facebook, that's what's going to open up out there. Yeah, what's Gene saying?
Gene's saying there's so much technology out there today. Utilize it. A simple, quick video sent via text message is so powerful. We now have personal videos implemented into our email proposals. Start simple and keep improving it. You know what? The power of videos and the power of just connecting with your customers on a regular basis is you'd be amazed at where that goes, right? I mean, and to me, I think, yeah, the videos are a great way to very much so personalize something, and it makes it a very personal thing.
Very, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyhow.
One of the stories I always told when I was teaching a lot was years ago. I was just probably 30 years ago. Realtors always have the home warranties that they could sell. And I'm in a group called Hobbs Herder that they pioneered the personal marketing in for realtors back 30 years ago, like where it was not just the agency, it's the picture of the realtor and marketing to their strengths and weaknesses. And we're at a symposium, like a 3-day symposium. And back then, I mean, this is 1990 something, and it was, $1,500 a person. It was big money back then to go to this, and, probably be $5,000 today. And realtors from all over the nation were in this room. It was $100,000 room if you looked at tuitions. And this lady got up, what makes you unique? And the lady got up and she literally said, I have a home warranty. And people were literally snickering, going, oh, you have a home warranty? Everybody has a home warranty. I mean, every realtor could sell a home warranty out there. They pay you $50, for selling a home warranty. And this lady, then she held up a Homes and Land magazine back whenever, remember realtors used to advertise in print magazines. And she had a 4-page.
What was that called? It was called Home. Was it Homes and Gardens?
Homes and Land.
Yeah.
She had a 4-page spread in Homes and Lands, and it was buying a house in Scottsdale, Arizona, buy protected. Still remember it, and it was talking about you get a free home warranty with every purchase, whenever you get from the Betty Sue Muckenfudge team, and blah, 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 blah. And it turns out that this lady was like a $15 million a year producer, which in today's terms would be probably a $50 million, $60 million a year producer. I mean, a big time a big time production person. It was huge. And she was literally just taking something that every realtor had access to a home warranty, but she was making that simple little thing the basis of her marketing campaign. And it worked bigly for her.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know who this is, Facebook user saying, best thing I've done recently is have a large document template for every quote. I sent it to Doug a while ago. It covers runoff, property protection, before and after photos from similar jobs, and even some info about our company. And, in today's day and age with emails and all that kind of thing, it is so stinking simple to do that. And once you have it, you just add it to your invoice template. You can have some to your proposal template, to your marketing template, whatever it is, you can have different ones. And again, though, part of that is you got to track whatever is working and what isn't working. And if you get feedback on something, making sure that you're addressing that feedback and not just allowing it to, continue to fester on and do bad things for you. So, that's really good having that.
Templates, Doug. We used to talk about, one of the things that we always did was went in there into a simple Word document. And, Sunday evenings before we had Sunday family dinners, I would be in the office, like, let's say the crew got time. Where are you at? Where are you at? I was like, Tanya, I'm just trying to finish this up, because what my goal was always, when we did our big commercial projects on Sunday mornings or on Sundays or weekends, I wanted, whenever that property manager came into their office on Monday morning, to have a before and after portfolio of the jobs in their email. Now, and just 5 or 6 before and after photos on there, front, the sides, the, areas of notes, and then a written report of what happened on there. Hey, Mr. Johnson, I want to tell you, we did the west wing of the college, blah, blah, blah. Here are some photographs of the job. Now, of that, what happened then is, as we're doing more and more quotes and as we're getting busier and busier, now suddenly, so I do something at FAMU, Florida Agricultural Mechanical University, and then somebody from Tallahassee Community College calls me and says, yeah, we want our journalism school washed. I can say, golly, that looks really similar to the business administration school building over at such and such. Hey, by the way, Mr. Johnson, thank you so much for your inquiry. We're going to get your quote to you. By the way, your building is very similar to this other building over on another campus over here. Wanted to send you pictures of how that looked. So what does that do? One, it gives a familiarity with their project that we've done similar stuff. It lets
you can do that type of a job.
That size stuff. It lets them know that we're a trusted vendor with that other area, with that other entity as well. So,
absolutely. And building, though, it was thing we talk about all the time is building relationships, right? And that's what all of this is about as well, is building those relationships and putting things in place to make sure they know who you are, what you are, why you are. That's all part of that whole customer experience, and making sure that they want to use your company, because again, people buy from people they know, people they like, and people they trust, and it's your job to become that person, right? Or that company.
Yep.
Mike Day is saying, let's see, we're in the process of making carbonized multi-layered forms to utilize in the continuity of 3-stage forms with our letterhead. Yeah, I used to do that as well with all of our papers. We had a 3-page process and do things, but
we moved away from that, though. With House Call Pro, we wound up moving away from that. Tanya used to always, so we had the carbonless form, and we had the white, the pink, and the yellow. And Tanya always, so the white was what went to the customer. The pink was or yellow was what went with the crew. The pink is what stayed in there. And Tanya would boy, I tell you what, if you wanted to aggravate that woman, you don't ever touch her pinks. Don't touch her pink copy, because that was what was the invoice copy out there. That's what stayed in the file until
it was
paid, and you know, and then it got pulled out and stuff, you know, and at the end of the year there'd be, you know, a 2-3. I still remember doing a video over on one of the old, you know, I had, you know, and I compared it to, you know, I had this many estimates this year that weren't accepted, but we had this many that were completed and done out there, you know, and
right.
you know, and I always look at that and say, you know, compared to the old baseball, you're not going to make home runs unless you take a swing at the plate.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's it with us in our commercial jobs, right? I mean, most of our commercial jobs came from, you know, cold calls, really, and, you know, walking in the door and, or, you know, giving the customer experience. Here you go. Giving the customer experience before they were even the customer.
Ready, yeah.
I mean? That's a big part of, to me, the customer experience is it starts before they even become a customer, giving them the right information, giving them. And for me, you know, you and I have talked about it a lot of times on here where, you know, we pick up the phone or we shoot an email and it'll say, hey, Ray, you know, just wanted to let you know I was driving by and happened to notice one of your tires was flat on one of your trucks. You know, I saw it was truck number 43 and, you know, whatever. Not get, you know, my email signature is there. He's going to figure out who I am just by my email signature, but I'm not trying to sell him anything.
Right.
I'm starting a relationship and I'm starting with a customer experience that they know, oh, hey, this guy's watching out for me. And, you know, I didn't even ask him for an estimate. Right.
Yeah, it's true. You're just being the friendly guy, you know? Well, Doug, it's not an hour. You are. Guys, thank y'all so much. We appreciate you. We need to sign out here, respect our hour-long time here. Thank you all for signing in and joining in with us tonight. Keep Israel in your prayers, and also Aaron Ritchie and Adam Farrar's family. Please be with them. What's this last thing that Gene's saying? Create videos to answer basic questions for residents. Oh, yeah. Create a web page. 100%. Doug or Gene, I totally recommend that about the, you know, and there's something else you can do too. Now, whenever you have on Clean by Gene Golden Eagle subdivision where you've let people know what days you're going to be in there, now when the people from Silver Falcon start talking to you, you can say, oh, by the way, here's what we've done. And you give them that link that's still active. And they say, oh, wait a minute, they do Golden Eagle. Holy cow, look what they've done here out there. And, you know, why wouldn't we at Silver Falcon want to do that as well?
You know, it's funny, I don't want to keep us on too much longer, but that was one of the things that helped me grow my business as well, where I would take videos, right? Like commercial projects, especially, I would go around, you know, I would take all my pictures, but then when I would get back to the office, I would take those pictures and I would convert them into a video. And I think I used PowerPoint to do that. I don't remember anymore, but I can't tell you how many times I would get that. I mean, I know that there's a church that we still do to this day. You know, that I remember that the lady telling me, she goes, once I watched the video, I knew your company was the only company that we wanted, period.
And really,
it took those important aspects that nobody else cared about, nobody else showed, it personalized it. It gave them that customer experience that they wanted. And it was a game changer for them. You
can still go to the Spray Wash channel online, or Spray Wash channel on YouTube that a lot of guys are watching on right now, and just look up some of the old videos of neighborhoods that we did or projects that we did. And I can't tell you how many property managers we would send them those links on YouTube for them to look at it, and they go, wow, you know, that's what you did there. Wow, that's absolutely amazing, you know. Exactly. And you know, even more incredible, Doug, is back whenever you were doing it, they didn't even have color film yet. So you had to like go and hand color in all those photographs, right? Between,
you know, there are some people You're not that much younger than me, punk. You know what? I'm going to end it with this. My wife is a world champion jiu-jitsu, right?
Well,
She took gold. She is the world champion in her age and weight division in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Now, I can't wait for us to go on a little outing together with my wife.
See Becky looking at me and going,
"Oh, she's going to put you down, boy."
Yeah, tell her that was a short joke.
Yeah. Nope, I got it.
Doug, good night, buddy. Good
night.
Good as always. Guys, thank y'all. We appreciate
Y'all take care. Peace.
Bye. Oh, goodness.